And good morning. And welcome to Unity of London. Whether you're here with us for the first time, or you're joining on Zoom, or you're going to be reading this, watching this later online on YouTube or on our Facebook page, you are welcome. We are so glad that you are here today. I am Lindsay Wilson, and it's my honor to be the platform assistant today. If this is your first time, and I think I see a bunch of first-timers, Chuck, do you want to introduce anybody? I bet you know some of these people. He's a little shy.
I do know Rita, Agnes, and Bird. Who else we got?
There's more. Yes.
It's my Port Stanley posse.
Yeah. Michael, welcome. We're glad you're here. And Barb has her granddaughter and her granddaughter's new husband, Adam, with us today, too. Welcome. Jacob, oh. I would guess I was thinking of the first man, Adam and Eve, right? Mm-hmm. Well, we've run out of welcoming packets this week, but we still have some blue cards. So if you'd like to fill it out to get the newsletter, we'd be glad to do that. It's an email that comes every week. And I think some of you that are here aren't getting the email. And if you'd like to, Kate has some forms you can fill out. And she's passing those out now. So let's see. I got to remember to use both hands here. So welcome, welcome. May, this month, we reflect on the power of power, the spiritual ability to create and transform. That is in every one of us. As we journey through May, we are focusing our awareness on this inner strength of power that supports and guides us. Okay, and today we especially honor the spirit of motherhood in all of its forms. Biological mothers, chosen mothers, nurturing souls, and of course, Mother Earth herself. The Buddhist monk, Thich Nhat Hanh, reminds us that we carry Mother Earth within us. She is not outside of us. She is in us. Mother Earth is not just the environment. With each mindful breath we take, we are connected to the sacred rhythm of life. And before we begin, I'd like to take a moment to thank just a few of the people that make this possible, like our AV team, Ed, Lorraine, and Peggy, yes. And Hilda, who keeps us connected through email. So if you fill out one of those forms, you can get the weekly newsletter. And our kitchen crew's been in there getting ready, and our cleanup crew will be ready to clean up afterwards. So we invite you. And Pauline, our devoted spiritual leader, and Suzanne, who keeps that bulletin board out there looking sharp, and Amber that helps design the posters. Thank you. And truly, that's just a few of all the people that put this together. But most of all, thank you. Whether you're here in person or on Zoom or watching later, we love you, We appreciate you. We bless you. And we behold the divine in you. Thank you for being here and being part of our Unity family. Now, what's Unity about? We have 5 principles. I'll read them, and then I'll ask you to, as I read each one, then I'll ask you all to repeat it after me. 1, God is all good and active in everything, everywhere. Together. God is all good and active in everything, everywhere. 2, I am naturally good because God's divinity is in me and in everyone. Repeat. I am naturally good because God's divinity is in me and everyone. 3, I create my experiences by what I choose to think and believe. Together? I create my experiences by what I choose to think and believe. Oh. Oops. 4, through affirmative prayer and meditation, I connect with God and bring out the good in my life. Through affirmative prayer and meditation, I connect with God and bring out the good in my life. And 5, I do and give my best by living the truth I know. And we do this by being the change. I make a difference by being the change and by inspiring others. Oops. Oh, thank you, Lorraine. I forgot to click. So you all want to say, I make a difference? I make a difference. Great. Okay. Now, let's see. At Unity, we honor all spiritual seekers. We recognize that there are many paths to the divine, and all are welcomed and cherished here. I think it's time for a song. And I think Lorraine will start it. Yeah.
Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. I used to think God was the sun, God is the sun, but God's so much more than the earth or the stars or all of creation. God is creator, all in all, needing us to shine its light as me, oh yeah, as you. So use me, oh God, I makes all things new. Oh, and God needs us to shine the light as me, as you. So use me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do.
Prayer is important here at Unity. Unity was founded on prayer over 130 years ago. I want to invite you, if you have something on your heart, a joy or a sorrow, or if there's someone you would like for us to pray for, please fill out the slip from the pouch on the back of your chair. Just put the name of the person or yourself on the paper and place it in this beautiful prayer box right there. Our chaplains, our prayer chaplains, pray over these names for 30 days, and then they're sent off to Silent Unity for another 30 days. You can also contact Silent Unity directly by calling 1-800-669-7729. Or you can submit a request online at unity.org/request-prayer. It is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Today our prayer chaplain is Nancy, and I think most of you know Nancy. You want to raise your hand, Nancy? There she is. There she's standing up. She'll be in the back prayer room after services, and so if you want to pray with her, she'll do that. And online, I think we have Wilda. And if you're online, please indicate in the chat box that you'd like to speak to Wilda privately after the service, and those arrangements will be made. So, right now, let's take a minute to center ourselves. And if you'd like, gently close your eyes if it feels comfortable for you, or soften your gaze. You might wish to place a hand on your heart. Exhale and release, letting go of body tension, letting your shoulders relax, your neck, your back. Take a deep breath in. Breathing in, you might want to say to yourself, I fill myself with loving peace. I fill myself with loving peace. Breathing out, you might want to say to yourself, I appreciate all of life's blessings. So let's take a moment to breathe together. May we feel the love of the mothering energy surrounding us and flowing through us. May we feel the love of the mothering energy surrounding and flowing through our community, throughout the world, and every being on it. As we breathe in, filling ourselves with loving peace, we might sense the presence of those who have mothered us, who nurtured us, and who believed in us. We honor the sacred mothering energy in all forms that have blessed us in this life, and we say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Amen. I want to invite George to come up and read the daily word.
Thank you, my dear. Happy Mother's Day to all. The word for today is mother's love. The tenderness of mother's love shows me the presence of God on earth. Love is a life-giving force, a tremendous power that binds all people in God. It is through this love we are all members of one family, a mother, and all those who selflessly share motherly love give warmth and depth to the free-flowing love of God. There is something so pure, so warm and comforting about a mother's love. This is the love that encourages me when I doubt myself, that accepts me when the world feels cold, and that celebrates my successes and helps me shine. No matter how mother's love comes into my life, I recognize and give thanks for its divine source. As the motherly love I have felt throughout my life has blessed me, I pray for those who have loved me so tenderly and fiercely know that love of God as they have shared it so generously. And from Proverbs 31, verse 29, many women have done excellently, but you surpass them all. Today's speaker is Chuck Semple. And Chuck has been a long-time member of Unity since 2005. He's been a prayer chaplain and spent many years as a beloved teacher in the children's ministry. Chuck volunteers at the Elgin Middlesex Detention Center, working with inmates with addiction issues for 35 years. Chuck lives with his beloved wife, Suzanne, and his wee dog, Duke, in sunny Port Stanley. With his message, Living a Spirit-Led Life, please join me in welcoming our friend and Unity of London Board President, Chuck Semple.
Thank you, George. Good morning. Wow, something's going on here today at Unity. More than just a little Mother's Day. Can you feel the energy it just seems pumped up in here today? So I'm really happy about that. Yeah, congratulations to all the mothers everywhere. Aunts, sisters, grandmothers, pet owners. You know, there's a lot of mothering going on. So I was going to start with a prayer. If we could have that prayer now. God, we offer ourselves to Thee to build with us and to do with us as You will. Relieve us of the bondage of self, that we may better do Your will. Take away our difficulties, that victory over them may be witnessed to those we would help of Your love and Your way of life. May I do Your will always. Amen. So welcome to Unity of London. If you're watching on Zoom or YouTube or here in person at 501 Nelson. This is a place of love and hope and safety and forgiveness. There will be food for the hungry, water for the thirsty. We are so glad you're here. You are invited. You are loved. Come on in. We've been waiting on you. So we are an expanding expression of God. And the more God we put into our life, the more we expand. And the more we expand, the more love, joy, peace, kindness that comes into our life. This is an intimate spiritual community where we follow the teachings of Jesus Christ, and all spiritual paths to God are honored. This month of May, our power for the month is power. So I'm going to take a little bit of time and indulge me for a little exercise. Some of you may be familiar with this. I'd like you all to stand and greet your neighbors with a handshake, a hug, a smile, and tell them how glad you are they're here this morning. Okay, now, before you sit down again, I've got another little thing to ask of you. I'd like everybody to put their hands together and rub them really, really vigorously. Really get them going. Get the blood moving in your body. Okay, now, hold your hands apart. Some of you may be familiar with this. And move them in and out a little bit closer. And can you feel the energy? Can you feel that? Can you feel that little ball of energy? Okay, now do it again. Put the hands and really give them a workover. Okay, this time, hold it up to your neighbor's hands and see if you can feel the energy. You might have to play with it a little bit in and out, but okay, could anybody tell me, and if you can, please do, where your energy ended and your neighbor's energy began? No? Okay, this is called oneness, and it's a demonstration of oneness. One of the guys I follow is Ram Dass. His name means servant of God. And he says if you can understand oneness, you can understand everything. So I'm looking out on a room today of divine energy, and it looks really good. Jesus said, love your God with all your might and all your heart. That's oneness. He said, love your neighbor as yourself. That's oneness. And there's great power in this. Like someone just cut me off on the way in here this morning, and I was upset. But it wasn't long before I cut a police officer racing up Adelaide Street. I cut him off, and I thought, oh, God and I are one. This is oneness. It makes it really difficult to criticize, condemn, and complain about other people once you understand a little bit about oneness. It took me a long time, a really long time, to understand oneness, because I just couldn't get it. I mean, I'm in here, I'm Chuck looking out at all you guys, and it's you against me. And I just couldn't see how we could be connected. But we are. And I had some real help with that demonstration and different places I went that helped me to understand oneness. And I understand, too, that if God is for me, who therefore could be against me? And God doesn't make any junk. We're all beloved children of God in whom God is well pleased. And I call that God consciousness. And we need to seek connection in any and every way we can. Prayer, talk to God, anytime. And as Lindsay pointed out, 24 hours, 7 days a week, you could call silent unity. Meditation, listening to God, symbols around your house to remind you of your power in God, church, and community. So we need three things to grow spiritually. We need a belief, and at Unity we have a belief. We have a belief in one power in the universe, one God. There's no dogma, there's no rituals. We just believe in God, and that keeps it very simple. And you need a practice, and that practice could be, a spiritual reading in the morning, a little meditation, a little prayer throughout the day. It doesn't have to be a lot, but just some practice every day to keep God consciousness in your life. And then we need a community. And look at us. Look at the energy here today. This is our community, Unity of London, and Unity worldwide for that matter. Most places you go, you can find a Unity church, online especially. And this community is, I think we're all seeking a more of a spiritual-led life. So she wasn't a founder of Unity, but she was a pioneer of Unity, and this book is pretty much considered the essence of the Unity movement. And it's Emily Cady's book, and she talks about oneness with self and then oneness with God. She was born in 1848, and she died in 1941, and she was an American homeopathic physician and author of New Thought spiritual writings. Her 1896 book, Lessons in Truth, has 12 lessons in practical Christianity, is now considered the core text for Unity teachings. So I'm just going to read what Emily Cady had to say about power. But she wrote articles for Unity Magazine, and Unity Magazine is one of the oldest magazines on the continent. And she wrote so many articles, and the Fillmores loved her. And eventually they asked her if they could take her lessons that she was writing in Unity Magazine and make them into a book, and that's pretty much what this is. So here's what she had to say about power. God is power. Not simply God has power, but God is power. In other words, all the power there is to do anything is God. God is not a being having qualities, but God is the good itself. Everything you can think of that is good, when in its absolute perfection, goes to make up that invisible being we call God. So I want to stimulate you this morning to lose sight of all differences, all side issues and lessons and lesser things, and seek but for one thing, the consciousness of the presence of the indwelling God in your own soul and life. Just as there is less separation between the spokes of a wheel the nearer they get to the hub, so you will find that the nearer you come to the perfect center, which is God, the less difference you will there will be between you and others. God is as close to you as your next breath, because without that breath, we wouldn't be here. So do you feel connected with God? Or are you here today to find a connection with God? Are you a believer? Do you actively seek a relationship with that higher power, that one in the universe? In the movie The Secret, which I'm pretty sure all of us are familiar with, the movie was totally about abundance, manifesting abundance, and a better house, a newer car, a better job, a better relationship. And it started this crazy craze of everybody sitting around trying to manifest stuff. But the movie lacked any power because they left out the key. And the key is, seek first the kingdom of God and everything else will be added unto you. They left that out of the movie. And people were wondering why all that manifesting wasn't coming to fruition. So in the 23rd Psalm, I learned that as a little boy in school. I think we may have all had to back then. And you hear it at a lot of funerals. Almost every funeral I've ever been to, they seem to read the 23rd Psalm. And that to me, it just struck me this morning. They're reading that at the time of your death. They really should be reading it at the time of your birth, because it's really a path to a spirit-led, wonderful life. It didn't really mean anything to me when I was a little boy. It was just something I was forced to memorize. But today when I read it, it has really great meaning. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Well, shall not want is, my needs will be met. God maketh me to lie in green pastures. That's abundance. Green pasture is pretty abundant. She leadeth me beside the still waters. That's peace. She restoreth my soul. That's transformation. And that's one of our goals here at Unity of London, is to transform lives through the shared experience of God. Yea, though I walk through the valley of death, I will fear no evil, because there is no evil. There's only one power in the universe, and that's God. There is no evil. So all these truths, we learn and grow in a spiritual-led life, God-centered life. So what I've done, I've picked 3 people that I'm going to use an example of as a spirit-led life. And I know I could come out here in the room and pick almost anybody, and you'd be a good example of a spirit-led life, I'm pretty sure. But I just needed to pick 3, so I picked Pauline Duncan Thrasher, who's our spiritual leader, and we all know her mostly. And Pauline, like a lot of us, she started her life out with a few hard knocks and a few bumps and curves in the road. But she persevered and became a teacher. And so she touched little hearts and minds for her whole career. But along the way, she became disillusioned with her church of origin. And she met our Reverend Laurie at a Toastmasters meeting. And Reverend Laurie said, well, why don't you come to our church at Unity? So Pauline came to our church, and I know she said, oh, if this Unity thing doesn't work out, I'll just go back to my church of origin. But she fell in love with us, and she's been here ever since. And not only did she become a member, she started working right away on becoming a licensed Unity teacher. And it took her 10 years of courses and training and going to Kansas City to Unity Village. And last year she got her license. She's a licensed Unity teacher. So, you know, you would only have to talk to Pauline for a minute or two, and you would completely understand why she's our spiritual leader. The second one I picked, and most of us know her too, is Mary Wood. And she's Reverend Mary Wood, actually, and I just love her. That's why I picked her, because I met her 20 years ago. She used to come to Unity when she was training to be a minister, and she'd always wear a ball cap. I think it was New York Yankees one, and I always tried to sit beside her because she was just so much fun. You know, you couldn't feel bad if you were sitting beside Mary. And she gave quite a few talks, practice talks back then. But Mary grew up with a stuttering problem. And once she got on a spiritual path and started going to seminars and, you know, churches and trying different things, she went to a seminar where Bob Proctor was running it, the speaker. And so he said from the front that your mind is in control of your body, much like Myrtle Fillmore, you know, heard when she first, you know, we're children of God, so therefore we don't inherit sickness. And Myrtle overcame tuberculosis in the 1880s with that thought in mind. And Mary overcame stuttering instantly because she said, I've only stuttered because my dad stuttered. You know, so she felt maybe she was just copying her dad. But she immediately stopped stuttering. And that wouldn't have happened if she hadn't been on a spirit-led, spiritual path. So she was 68 when she got her license. She became a licensed Unity minister. And she ministered over in Indiana for her career. And then she came back here, and she blesses us here, you know, at least once a month with her talks. And now she starts coming just to hang out with us because she loves the place. So that was my second one. My third one I picked because I thought you might have been getting bored with my first two, so I thought I'd pick someone interesting. And who I picked was Muhammad Ali. And Muhammad Ali was born in 1942 in Louisville, Kentucky. And he faced great discrimination and racism, of course, there. And at the age of 12, he discovered boxing. And he really became a good boxer. And by the age of 18, he won the Olympic gold medal for boxing. I think by 24, he won the heavyweight championship of the world. And about the same time, he was approached by the Nation of Islam, and he started slowly converting to Islam. And he developed a strong belief in God. By 67, he was called up to the U.S. Army, and he refused to go, which was almost unheard of. He's a conscientious objector because of his spiritual beliefs and his religion. So they arrested him, locked him up, convicted him, and stripped him of his heavyweight championship and banned him from boxing in the prime of his boxing career. You know, for a boxer, 24, 25, that's prime. But in 1970, they overturned the conviction, and he was allowed to box again, and he totally converted to Islam. And I know that he had 4 wives, and the first 3 didn't work out, but he ended it amicably. The 4th one, once he had converted to a fully spiritual, spirit-led life, lasted him the rest of his life. And I want to read you just what he said when he refused to go in 1967. He stated, I ain't got no quarrel with those Viet Cong. Why should they ask me to put on a uniform and go 10,000 miles from home and drop bombs and bullets on brown people in Vietnam while so-called Negro people in Louisville are treated like dogs and denied simple human rights. Now it sounds like it would fit in this day and age sort of a thing, but back in 1967, that was not acceptable. And he stood up for what he believed in and had great courage to do that. So there was a time in my life when I did think I'd have to do it all by myself. And I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient and the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged and you're struggling just to make it through another day, you have to let it go. You've got to let it all go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life because my heart is open wide because I'm only here for God. Do you guys want to say that with me? You might recognize the words. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life because my heart is open wide because I'm only here for God. We are only here for God. So there is a power in a Spirit-led life, yes? Yes. And there's a power in this very moment, isn't there? Yes. Because this is the only moment we have. It's the only time we can access God. We can't access God 10 minutes from now or 5 minutes ago. God has to be accessed in the present moment. So be here now. So are we all here together with God? Yes. And that's a great thing. So may God bless you and keep you. May God make her face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May God turn her face to you and give you peace. And let's take that into meditation. So if you want to close your eyes, put your feet flat on the floor, your hands in your lap with your palms open, facing up. Take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Take 2 or 3 of those. Imagine roots growing from the base of your spine, deep into the earth. With each breath, feel yourself becoming more grounded and centered. Bring your attention to your toes and release any tension or discomfort. Slowly scan up through your body, releasing any areas or tensions or stress. As you exhale, imagine any thoughts or worries leaving your body. Focus on your heart center and cultivate a sense of kindness and compassion. Repeat this phrase in your mind. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be at peace. Gradually expand your circle of kindness to include those around you. Then to include the City of London. Keep expanding it out into the province of Ontario. Now expand that kindness out into the entire country of Canada. expand that kindness out into the entire world. Imagine yourself expanding beyond your physical body, connecting with the world around you. Envision a bright light pulsating, filling your entire being. As you inhale, repeat the phrase in your mind, I am connected. I am expansive. I am one. Cultivate awareness and kindness in the present moment. Peace. And when you're ready, slowly come back to the room. I want to thank all of you for being here today. And I especially want to thank Lindsay and George. They were on the platform this morning, and Lindsay, it was her first day. She did a terrific job. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Chuck. That was very inspiring, wasn't it? Yeah, we appreciate Chuck. For his uplifting spirit, wherever he goes, he shares his love, ever expanding. Thank you, Chuck. Okay, so next, it's time for the offering, I believe. Is that right? Yeah. My little clicker thing came apart. Song. Let's sing.
choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing. I'm choosing heaven today. Choosing heaven. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I
As we walk into it, we're not going to walk into it, we're going to move into our time of giving. We recognize the abundance in our lives. When the offering bag comes around to you, I invite you to take hold of it, place your hand over it, pause, take a breath, and silently bless the gifts it carries. See these offerings being multiplied, not just in material form, but in love, service, and spiritual growth. We honor all the ways people give: cash, check, or you can use your credit card or debit card, e-transfers to unityoflondon@hotmail.com, or the other option is on the website. There is Tithely. And when the girls come back, we'll say our offering blessing. Okay. Now the slide for our blessing. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give in love and trust God. Okay. Announcements. Today is Celebration Day, so if you have something you want to share, you're celebrating, start thinking about it now, because we'll do that right after our peace song. So we have a prayer challenge going on. We invite you to deepen and share your prayer practice this month. You may wish to pray with one of our chaplains today, Nancy, but there's many ways. And we invite you to do that. Lottery. Last chance to buy tickets today. Cash, debit cards, credit cards. $25 each, or 3 for $50. The winner we'll be announcing the winner around 11:45. And you may be the winner of this lovely condo with 3 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms and laundry room and kitchens and kayaks. I love kayaking. And $500 to spend. So if you haven't gotten your tickets, rush back to get them. And Sacred Circle is going to be today. I'm waving Teresa up. Sacred Circle today, it might be a little late getting started. It usually runs from 12 to 1. But we'll adjust slightly so that we all have time to connect and celebrate and eat a bite. And Teresa is going to come up and correct my mistake I made in the newsletter.
No worries at all. You can hear me? Okay, there's actually 2 events happening in Soho. There's actually 2 events happening in Soho this on May 2-4 weekend. One is happening on my property, and the fact that it's Mother's Day kind of appeals to me. We talk about Mother Earth. Hands up if you've heard about food forest gardening. Some people have. Food forest gardening is trying to mimic a forest, but instead of the trees that you might see in a forest, you plant trees that feed people. So on my property, I started in 2018. I have an orchard. I have plum, what do I have? Pear, apple, plum, peach, almond, lots of currant, gooseberry, anyway, a variety of edibles. And then, so a forest also works in layers. So it goes from tall trees to understory trees to herbs to vines that climb up at grapevines and hardy kiwi. Did you know we could grow hardy kiwi in Ontario? It's a different fruit. It's the size of a grape, and it's not fuzzy, but it tastes the same. So there's so many things that we could grow and at the same time take care of the earth. A forest thrives because it's like companion planting. So in my forest, I have plants that have deep tap roots. Because they have deep tap roots, they bring up minerals from the earth. So I'm not necessarily relying on buying fertilizer. It's a natural ecosystem. I keep all my leaves. In fact, I take my bike and cart and collect leaves from the neighborhood so as to mulch my forest and all the plants and build soil. There's another layer that mycelium. Have you heard of mycelium? Yes, it's it's a network that runs in the soil where plants. There was a film. It's not going to come to me right now, where they've showed that trees can talk to each other and they share each other's resources, and it's the mycelium in the soil that helps to do that. So anyway, I'll stop there, but I do have a food forest, and on the 24th, and I have to bring up my... So I live at Waterloo and Simcoe, and so I'm spending the day there, and I've invited Soho residents, but I've also invited, there's a couple of Facebook groups that are really keen on food forest gardening, they're really keen on foraging, so I'm inviting a number of groups. Whoever shows, I don't know, it might just be me, myself, and I. But, so I've organized a schedule, so at 9 o'clock, I will do a tour of the food forest garden and talk about that. At 10 o'clock, I do a plant giveaway. And with my garden, I do some annuals, but very few. It's mostly perennial, mostly self-seeding. Even wild plants come. I get squirrels bring in plants, the wind, the birds, and if they're beneficial, I keep them and I encourage their growth. Before we had pharmaceuticals and grocery stores, people lived off the land. And I don't know, I'm a little skeptical with some pharmaceuticals that essentially are in for money. Yes, they've been helpful and they're very beneficial to our health, but there's a resurgence in going back to learning about plant as medicine. So 10 to 11 plant giveaway or trades. 11 o'clock, I have a variety of books, and I'm encouraging other people to bring books so that we can look at these books and see how specific plants help heal our body from inflammation to whatever ailments you have. So that's kind of the gist of it. So that's on the Saturday. And then I'm still going to participate. The Soho has a plant giveaway. And during that time, even at my place, I'm encouraging people, and even on the Sunday, if you have how-to books, gardening books, ID books on insects, plants, flowers, wild edibles, if you have tools that you're no longer using, butterfly books, rain barrels, composters, trellises, pots, regular worms, there's so many, or other things that I haven't thought about. If you have something that you think could contribute to anyone that's interested in gardening or food forest gardening, we welcome either the donations at my property on the Saturday or here at Unity. And so on the Sunday, so this is, whoops. So the Soho neighborhood, and we're not a big neighborhood. Our boundary is from Wellington, Adelaide to the river boundary, and south of Horton to the river boundary. So it's not huge, but we've got an 8-member, and I think it's growing, volunteer board member, and they're doing a lot of events, really trying to connect people, and Unity, I get goosebumps, have participated already in the cleanup, and they're keen to support some of our events, and we really want to get to know Unity. There's another church that just reached out to me too because of the Saturday event, and I would also like to encourage them to be a part of the Soho neighborhood, as well as plant something in their yard. They've got an extensive, you don't have a lot of space, but they have an extensive land to plant things and model things. Lost it again, sorry.
Okay.
So this was posted by the Soho Community Association just this morning, and I invite you, if you're on social media, to go on Facebook, like or comment on them, talk about unity. That's how we bring, Nancy, the day of the cleanup, offered coffee and tea here at Unity and treats. And so the people that were cleaning up from the neighborhood came in and they saw what Unity was about. Jim's song nights or evenings on Wednesdays brings people into Unity and allows them to see a bit of what's happening here. So I invite you, that's what I can pass this around, but the plant exchange. I need my glasses to read this. So it's on Sunday, and essentially they say the same thing. Got a crowded garden or some empty spots to fill? Is your shed overflowing with extra tools, pots, or supplies? Bring them along to the Soho Community Plant Exchange, whether you'd like to sell, trade, or simply give things a new home. So that's on Sunday, May 25th. I don't see a start time. I think she, in a private conversation, mentioned 8 o'clock start, and it would be open-ended, so you could still leave things out in the boulevard or bring them to my place. I'm going to have a section of my driveway just permanently for things for people to take away whenever they want to. So if you have any questions, come and talk to me afterwards. Thanks for your attention.
Thanks, Teresa. And now for the next exciting thing, June the 8th, London's Kids Gospel Choir is coming to sing. And they are kids, I understand, from 4 years old to 17 will be with us. And it would be a great time for you to invite your grandchildren, the kids next door. So we'll do that. We'll be collecting up a little love offering to give to them. We're excited to have them here. That'll be so much fun. Wednesday night, Jim Chapman, our Jim Chapman, is having the young ones. Dan Rutledge sings Gordon Lightfoot and the Rhythm Rascals. What do they do? The 50s, the Bobbies names? Yeah. Okay. So before we close, I want to invite everyone to go to Fellowship Hall right after the service, have some snacks with us. If you haven't gotten your lottery tickets yet, while we're doing the celebrations and so forth, if you go back to the back table, I bet there will be somebody back there that will sell you some tickets. And thank you all for being with us today. It's real honored to have everybody. And we're going to do our closing prayer now, and then we'll hold hands in a circle. We form a circle and we sing, "Let There Be Peace on Earth." Then we sit back down and we welcome in our Zoomers. And we hear from them and we share our celebrations. So let's do our prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light. The love of God enfolds me. I am the love. The power of God protects me. I am the power. The presence of God watches over me. I am the presence. Wherever we am, God is, and all is well. Yea, God. Okay. And here come our Zoomers. Let's see who's with us. Today. Oh, peace song. You're right. Thank you. Celebration Sunday, but first we're going to see our Zoomers. Who is joining us today by Zoom? Oh,